For our Ag Weekly segment, forestry students at the Howard G. Sackett Technical Center finished their school year with a bang.
Emily Griffin tells us who brought home awards at the recent competition.
At the recent state conservation competition, 162 students competed from 12 different BOCES programs, and students from the Sackett Center won several awards. Timothy Hutchins won first place for skidder operation and third place for tree identification. Paige Rogie won first place for fish and wildlife and fire building with Giovanni Foster. Paige also won second place for tree identification. Hunter Zawissa earned second place for men's bow saw and compass and pace. And finally, Lillian Caputa took second place for female bow saw. All winners got scholarships to Paul Smith's College where the competition was held. Well done, students. Emily Griffin, 7 News.